Okay, I am on my way to pick up a chair and possibly an ottoman. I have a total thing for bohemian type rattan furniture. I just love it. So anyway, some of you may know I'm a real estate agent and a home stager, home stylist, and I do a lot of work in South Austin with an investor. And each house kind of has its own little personality, and I'm a huge proponent and advocate for sustainability. So I have a tendency to buy used. And the reason is because, I don't know about anywhere else, but in America, I swear people have ADD as a national way of being. And what I mean by that is it's a throwaway society. You know, people get you know, they have a thing and they get bored with it or whatever. I'm just as bad. So anyway, when I got into the business, I just, you know, started looking at I did it at first because that's all I could afford. You know, I needed to get going on my inventory, and I didn't have $5,000 to drop on inventory. So I got on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, Letgo, OfferUp. Sorry, I'm looking at the direction. So I just found that there's all this cool stuff in the world that is you know, some of it they misrepresent it. You show up and it's all battered and beat up or whatever. But most of the time, people are pretty honest. I've had really good luck. I also ask good questions. You know, is any of it torn or broken or whatever? And even if it's just got something minor with it, I can fix it. I can fix so many things. So anyway, right now I have a listing coming up in a couple of weeks, and I've been looking for you know, the furniture that I'm gonna put in it. A lot of it I already have at a house, another listing that I'm destaging soon. And I don't know, it's just really cool, and I'm very excited about it. And then what I do is I resell it. Sometimes I pay a little bit too much for something and I resell it at a loss, you know, but I've already made money on it. If I've used it for staging, I've made money on it. And occasionally I make a little bit of, you know, most of the time I make at least some little bit of profit or break even. I break even a lot. I make a little bit of profit sometimes, and sometimes I just freaking score. I mean, I sell it for sometimes double or even triple what I've paid for it, depending on you know, sometimes I get stuff for free. It's amazing to me that sometimes people just give stuff away. They are done with it and they don't want to fool with it anymore. So those are my favorites, when you get it for free and then you can resell it. Sometimes I get stuff for free and then I paint it, use it, you know, paint it or polish it or fix it. You know, sometimes it's just rickety legs, or you know, it's particularly with IKEA furniture, you need to go in and tighten all the bolts. So anytime we get anything from IKEA new, if I'm doing so sometimes I decorate doctor's offices and they like hand me a credit card, and then I go and buy stuff with their credit card. And if that happens to be from IKEA, I always save the extra hardware and the you know, the Hexie Doodles. They have a name, and right this minute it's escaping me. But the little hand screwdriver things with the hex ends on them, you know what I'm talking about. The thing like you tighten stuff with. Anyway, I never throw any of that away. It says turn here. Okay. So anyway, I'm on my way, and I'll let you know what it looks like. Okay, so here's how that worked out. She was selling it on Letgo, and when I got there, it turns out that she was separately also selling an ottoman. So it was the chair and the ottoman. It has cushions, and it is 1950s rattan. So in pristine condition. So she, number one, I don't really think she fully understood what she had, but that's okay. She seemed to be ready to let go for it for the price that she had stated. So anyway, I have this gorgeous rattan chair and ottoman now. And while I was there, I happened to mention that I'm a realtor and a home stager, and she said, "Oh my goodness, I need help with my house." And she said, "I'm selling a bunch of furniture and moving some stuff around, and I would really appreciate someone to come in later and help me redecorate." And I'm like, cool. So I gave her a business card, and then we talked about family and parents dying and ending up with all their stuff, and the emotional, you know, fallout of dealing with siblings, and the emotions of your, you know, tied up in furniture and belongings and whatnot that can down the road become a burden. And that has happened to me and some of my family members as well. And then, you know, working through that and getting to this place where you're able to let go of it. I mean, it's just such a freeing thing to say, you know, I love this piece of furniture, and it's very cool, and it was my grandmother's, and, you know, all the things, and yet I'm done with it. It's either, you know, it doesn't fit my style anymore, or it's too big for the space, or it just doesn't work for whatever reason. And so I gave her some tips about, you know, asking yourself, do I love it, use it, need it? And if the answer to all of those is, you know, yeah, I love it, but I don't want it anymore, call all the siblings and family and say, does anybody want this? And if so, come and get it. And you have, you know, give them a reasonable amount of time. You have, you know, a week or 2 weeks or a month or however long you feel comfortable for. You need to come get it, because I'm done with it. And then if everybody says no, or, you know, they can't or whatever, then you sell it and get something you do like. You know, you should own your things. Your things should not own you. So anyway, when I get to the house, I will show you my cool chair. Okay, so your first impression may not be that you're all that impressed, but this is straight up 1950s. Probably could use some new cushions, you know, not gonna lie, they're not gorgeous, but look at that. Oh, it's gorgeous. The rounded feet. And when it has new cushions and is all staged, you will see just how beautiful it is. Score!